From the moment we said I do, I believe we were building a partnership, a union of shared goals, dreams, and yes, finances. I grew up in a household where both parents worked, and they combined their efforts for the sake of the family. That's what I wanted with my wife, Jenna. But within a few years of marriage, I realized Jenna had a very different philosophy. Jenna was a successful marketing executive at a rising tech company. I was an engineer with a solid income, working for a reputable firm. We weren't struggling by any means. Yet, whenever we talked about money, whether it was saving, investing, or buying something major, there was always this uncomfortable tension. It started subtly. "I don't think we should combine accounts just yet," she said one night after dinner, twirling her fork in her pasta. "It's just easier this way." Easier. I repeated. "We've been married 2 years. Isn't this what people do? I just think we should keep some independence. My income is mine, but of course your income is ours, since you handle the bills." I blinked. "Wait, did you just say my income is ours?" She smiled, shrugged. "You make more, and you're better at managing the house stuff, so it makes sense, right?" I laughed, thinking it was a joke. She wasn't laughing. And that was the beginning of a very lopsided financial relationship. For the next few months, I paid for everything: rent, utilities, groceries, car insurance, streaming services, date nights, vacation flights, you name it. Jenna, meanwhile, paid for her clothes, personal spa days, and saved most of her salary. I didn't want to argue, so I let it ride. I thought maybe she was just trying to maintain her financial independence. I respected that. But then I saw her bank app one day while she was scrolling. Her savings account balance had more zeros than mine did, despite me doing all the heavy lifting. I mentioned it casually, and she shrugged. "I just don't spend as much as you do," she said with that same damn smile. Except I wasn't spending. I was covering. One night, over a glass of wine, I brought it up seriously. "Jenna, I feel like things are really one-sided. I'm paying for everything while you're just stacking your savings." She looked me dead in the eye and said, "My income is mine. Your income is ours. That's how I feel comfortable." I nodded slowly, crystal clear. The very next day, I opened a separate bank account under my name only. I had previously directed my paycheck into our joint account, but not anymore. Now, it went into my personal account, and from there, I only transferred what was necessary for shared bills, exactly half of the rent and utilities. No more groceries, date nights, travel. I covered only my share. She noticed immediately. "Hey," she said the next weekend, "you didn't pay for groceries?" "I paid for my groceries," I said, holding up my bags. "Your stuff's still in the cart. Want to grab it?" Her eyes narrowed. "Are you serious?" "Crystal clear," I replied. The following weeks were tense. She started noticing the differences. I didn't chip in when her favorite organic almond milk was out of stock, or when she wanted sushi takeout. When she asked why I didn't book a couple spa for her birthday like last year, I smiled and said, "I thought you'd use your income. After all, it's yours, right?" She didn't like her rules anymore. The real tipping point came 2 months later. Jenna walked into the garage one afternoon and saw the matte black motorcycle gleaming under the lights. I had always wanted one, a Kawasaki Ninja that I'd been eyeing since college. With all the money I was saving from not funding her lifestyle, I finally had enough. She stood frozen. "What is that?" I grinned. "My bike." "You bought a motorcycle?" "Yup." "With our money?" I tilted my head. "Oh no, my money." Her lips curled into a tight line. "We could have used that for a new dishwasher, or the Hawaii trip we talked about." I nodded. "You're right, but you said your income is yours and mine is ours. So I figure it's time I follow your model. Now I use my income for me. You'll be pleased. I'm just living by your rules." She opened her mouth, then closed it again. Over the next few weeks, she tried to renegotiate the dynamic. She suddenly wanted to contribute more to the house. She suggested a financial advisor. She even proposed combining our accounts to make things fair, but I had tasted freedom and seen the hypocrisy. I told her I was open to transparency and partnership, but only if we were truly equals. No more this yours is yours, mine is ours nonsense. She agreed grudgingly, but the damage was done. Trust, once cracked, doesn't always heal. Eventually, we did go to therapy, and for a while, it helped. We communicated more honestly, restructured our finances, and built a proper budget. But I never forgot the moment she tried to play the game one-sided, and how shocked she was when I simply played by her rules better than she could. The marriage didn't last. We divorced a year later. She said I became too cold and calculating. Maybe I did, but I learned a critical lesson. Relationships only work when both people are rowing the boat. If one drops the oar and expects the other to paddle for two, the boat just spins in circles. Now I'm remarried to someone who believes our money is our money, and that respect starts with fairness. And yes, I still ride that motorcycle. Every Sunday. Alone. Free. Balanced. Just the way it should be. A few months after our divorce, I got a letter from Jenna. It wasn't angry. In fact, it was strangely calm, filled with reflections, admissions, and a touch of regret. She wrote that she had never realized how selfish her mindset was until it backfired, that she had confused independence with inequality, that watching me walk away, not out of bitterness, but principle, was something she didn't expect. She closed with, "You played by my rules better than I ever could." And honestly, I respect that now. I didn't respond. Some things don't need a reply. Instead, I folded the letter, tucked in my desk, and headed out for a ride. Sun setting, wind in my face, no baggage in the rear view. I had no regrets. She taught me a lesson, but I gave her one, too. If you set the rules, be ready to live by them, because the other person just might play the game better than you ever imagined.